Hi, this is Elliot Matthias, the Director of the Hasbara Fellowships. I wanted to speak to you for a few minutes about the upcoming Israel Apartheid Week, which we've seen on campuses all across North America over the last few years, and is coming back to campuses next week and in some places for even longer. We all know that Israel Apartheid Week is full of lies and spreading misconceptions about Israel, so I wanted to just spend a few minutes to maybe offer some advice on how to deal with it, and to deal with maybe some of the issues and the claims against Israel that we're certainly going to hear on campus. First of all, when dealing with Israel Apartheid Week, I think there's three different areas that all students or community members that want to be involved have to be thinking about and making sure that we're addressing. The first issue is dealing with the lies. When there are lies put out on campus about Israel, we have to make sure people know the truth. But we also have to be smart about it. When should we go and spend our time combating the lies? And when maybe sometimes it's not really worth our time and our effort. And maybe even sometimes where we can do more damage than good. One thing that I think is important is for us to decide who's really hearing these lies. If the Israel Apartheid Week people are putting on an event somewhere on campus in a room far off in the corner, no one's really going to go to it, or maybe we know at these events only people who are die-hard anti-Israel people go to, it's not really worth our time and our effort going and trying to convince these people. But if there's events, whether in classrooms or certainly out on campus, that people who are in the middle, people who haven't made up their mind about Israel are going to be at, it's important that we're getting Israel's side of the story out there. Whether it's coming there and passing out information through pamphlets, flyers, whether it's bringing signs, whether it's having a rally when there's anti-Israel rallies going on, making sure that the facts are put out there. When there's going to be people who are going to be influenced by the anti-Israel misinformation, it's important we get our side out there. So that's number one, is to make sure if there's anti-Israel things going on, that we're out there countering it when there really are people in the middle who are going to hear it. Number two, though, is to make sure that we're being strategic and making sure that we're knowing that there's other outlets out there on campus that we should be engaging and making sure that they have all the facts. One important one is our campus media. Meeting with the editors, the reporters of your campus media to make sure that they have the real information. To make sure that they know that something that's going to be coming out on campus which is not full of facts but is really full of lies, and that they have a contact they can come to get the real information about what's happening in Israel, or at least minimally to get the other side of the story. Meaning, of course, every journalist knows that there's going to be two sides of the story, and if they're hearing all of this anti-Israel rhetoric, that they know, of course, they have to at least go to the other side for their perspective, and now at least they know that there's a contact. Other groups on campus, making coalitions with other student groups who are going to hear about this anti-Israel propaganda going on campus, it's important that we reach out to them, we let them know that it's coming, let them know that it's hurtful, that we find it damaging, and that we can provide them the context and the facts to really understand what's going on. So number one is countering the anti-Israel things. Number two is making strategic connections with people on campus, coalitions, student media, to make sure they have the real information. And number three is to make sure that we're getting our message across. We're never going to be able to stop anti-Semitism. We're never going to be able to stop the anti-Israel rhetoric on campus. But we can make sure that Israel's side of the story is gotten out there in a proactive way. So whether it's bringing speakers, doing programs, campaigns, writing things in your student newspaper, it's essential all times of the year, but certainly now, that we're getting our pro-Israel, proactive message out there.